Welcome to Big Life Weekly Series, where we empower high achievers to break free from limits, unlock their natural potential, and live a big life. I'm your host, Robert Acosta, and each week we will explore the strategies, mindsets, and tools you need to thrive, not just in your professional career, but in every aspect of your life. Whether you're a leader looking for a better balanced life, an entrepreneur aiming for sustainable success, or someone ready to take the next step toward your best self, this podcast is your space to grow, reflect, and take action. Let's dive into today's episode. Hello, I'm Robert Acosta. I'm with Kizzy Parks from GCW in Florida, USA. Welcome, Kizzy.
Hi, welcome. You too. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. So let's jump right in and start showcasing your business. Kizzy, can you give us a 90-second overview of what your business does and why you got into it?
Yeah, we help people have one of the greatest clients ever who always pay as long as you're not trying to sell something silly. And that is, I help people sell to the U.S. federal government.
Wow.
Yes, products, services, they buy a lot of things as long as it makes sense.
Right. Yeah, it's a huge company, right? Quote unquote. So why you started to do that? What interested you to start that business?
I started in this space in like '07 when I was finishing grad school. And I received the opportunity to continue on at Patrick Air Force Base, now Patrick Space Force, as a grad, continue on as a grad fellow to a contractor. And I was like, oh, I don't really know much about this, but I've always been entrepreneurial. Let me just roll with it.
Right. Okay. So that you have it in your heart, I guess. Yeah. So, what do you enjoy most about your work in this government? I know you know work in the world, but helping people to sell to the government.
Well, we have government contracts. We've won millions upon millions. What's most exciting about it is to help everyday people to have a dependable client as their first client, their third client, or to build $1 million plus business. That's what's exciting because the federal government buys a multitude of products and services from UTVs, TVs, flooring, alarm systems. There's so many things that an entrepreneur can offer, and the government always pays. And so it's just a very foolproof type opportunity.
So, how do you define success in the work you do?
Success is all about helping people achieve their own personal, professional, and financial goals. So the success is on the person. What I do has nothing to do with me. It has to do with being able to take my gifts and to allow others to leverage them. So success is an 18 and 20-year-old who watched my content on my YouTube channel and won a government contract. Success is a gentleman where he and his wife have won hundreds of thousands of dollars because they went through my paid coaching. Success is the person who I just interviewed, Jeannie, and she wrote me and said, oh my gosh, I've received all of these prospects from your video. And she made an extra $20,000 from Upwork offering her services because it's something I suggested. So she's able to use that money in ways that her family wasn't able to before. That's success, providing people options that they know they don't have to have served in the military, had a business, worked for the government, that there's all of these opportunities for them to make extra money. Who wouldn't want to make an extra $1,000 a month?
Of course. So I'm just curious, what is the biggest challenge you see in what you do, and how are you solving that for yourself, your clients, and your referral partners?
We as individuals often are our biggest challenge. It begins with mindset. If a person doesn't believe that they can do it, then that's what they're going to get. If somebody believes the world is bad, that's what you're going to get. If you believe traffic is horrible, that's what you're going to get. So when somebody believes and they know I can do it, then you become a Joey and an Aiden. That's the biggest obstacle. A person has to believe in themselves. They have to believe in the power of what they put out there. If once they've done that, it's easy to win.
Right.
But when somebody is too busy coming up with excuses and scrunching up their face and like the Peanuts character with the cloud over them,
Right.
then they're not the fit for me.
So you work with people that are willing to that they have a business and that are willing to sell to the government or sell their products, but at the same time you work not only in the nitty gritty of the process, but also in their minds, in their mindset, and all, or you just need people that had that mindset already done.
It's yes to all of that, because often a person who's entrepreneurial, whether it's their full-time thing or they're making money on the side, it's taking that leap. That's the beginning, right? I'm going to drop out of school. I'm going to wait till the kids leave, or I'm just going to do it now, or I need extra money because I got downsized. Whatever the reason is, you take that little leap, but then you need something to keep you there. I've never heard an entrepreneur say, oh, I'm successful because I'm really negative and nobody likes to be around me.
Yes.
I mean, maybe. And if there is, please reach out and tell me who this person is. And so I show people, for them to continue on the path, it's more than just following a process. It's more than getting a cage code on sam.gov and bidding. It's here.
Right.
Because success after success, entrepreneurs, athletes, people that you may just deem successful in your neighborhood or wherever in the world, it's because they also believed it. Even if they didn't know how they were to make it. You know, I want to just give this other example because I love this example and I think it's very apropos, is Drake. There's a story about Drake where he rented like a Rolls Royce. I want to say it was like $5,000 a month. And he rented the Rolls Royce when he first started out, so he knew what it was like. So it's like a way of manifesting. It's a way of telling the world, I'm going to make it. You may agree or disagree. You may think, oh, that's a waste of money. But look at what he has now.
Right.
He knew. He didn't say, oh, I'm going to try this out. I don't really know. I may not make it. This is so hard. It's music. Nobody makes it. He was like, oh, no, I'm going to rent this Rolls Royce. I'm going to make it. I'm getting prepared for what's to come. And look at what he's done across the world. He's one of the most recognizable human beings.
Right.
Him and Bad Bunny. So I just have to say, it's very important, and we talk a lot about it.
Right. Yeah. I believe that everything starts with belief. You have to believe, as you say, that you're going to make it. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time. And of course, and you're going to be right. If you don't believe you won't make it, you won't make it. So, talking about clients, who is your ideal client, and what significant outcomes can they expect when they work with you?
Somebody who has the willingness to be coached and to sell a product and service to the federal government. That's it.
Right.
That's all it is. At the end of the day, they're coachable and they are willing to sell a product or service to the federal government. Best clients out there. Right. Because there are so many things you can sell. And the federal government purchases over $800 billion worth of products and services every year. Right. From right now, there's an opportunity to staff a data entry clerk. There's an opportunity to buy musical equipment. There's opportunities to sell food to the prisons. And it's not that you have to be the person that makes the equipment, has the food, or you're a staffing company. You simply partner with someone who can provide that, and that's how it works. No different than Amazon. Right. I'm not sure about how things are in Amazon in Canada, but in the States, most of the people who deliver for Amazon, they don't work for Amazon.
Yeah, you're right.
They're a 1099. They're a subcontractor. Or other companies do that. So it's very common because it's a way to keep costs low. So if somebody is open to doing that and they're really hungry, then they're the perfect client.
Perfect. Well, you know how nowadays more people are actively seeking solutions to achieve better outcomes. So, what makes you unique in the way you help them achieve those outcomes?
When I look for a coach, for instance, I have a professional bodybuilder who's won 2 crowns as my coach. I've hired running coaches. I have hired business coaches. I have the best bookkeeper. I look for a track record. I don't want the broke relative or the talking head on social media or the person telling us the sky's falling. I need success through receipts, through proof, through evidence.
Right.
So when it comes to me, we've been awarded over 50 million in contracts. We have contracts. We currently work with the Department of Government Efficiency because each agency has a Doge group. I am in the field and I've helped people win millions upon millions, whether they watched my content, checked out my book on winnerswaybook.com, they paid for coaching. We've helped people win well over 20 million. It's probably closer to almost 100 million now. So the proof is in experience and what we've done for others. And then the added bonus is the fact that I bring in more than just, here's the process, this is what you do. Because you can easily win a contract. It's like selling. Okay, you can sell something, now what? Then what? So we go into that too. So you have continuity in your business. You're able to work on your mindset. I'm very open about my health and wellness because a person can have all the money in the world. If their health is terrible, then that money's not going to do anything. Because to my knowledge, you can't do a body transplant that I know of.
No, not yet. At least. Yeah. Well, I think you have been a lot of experience with different kind of clients. It could be anyone, as you said, any kind of product or service. So, what's the strangest or funniest incident that you have experienced while working in the business you're working? Is there something curious or surprising that happened to you that you want to share?
At the end of the day, everything involves people.
Yeah.
People, the most amazing country in the world, people. So anything and everything, has and can happen. But I'll say this. My proudest moment in this space was with, it's a contract that we have. And it involves vape, vape tobacco and all of that. And I'm really proud in that we have helped save so many lives due to what we do in that contract. And that's the thing about selling to the federal government and helping people find, bid, and win government contracts. That's so amazing. It's not, oh, I'm showing somebody how to drop ship. Nothing wrong with drop shipping. That's amazing. It's you're providing a product and service or service to help an agency with a mission. That is phenomenal. So all the missions may be a little different. Some of them are controversial. We provided training to a group that creates things that end lives, but that's part of federal government and anybody's government. And so it's a space where what we're doing is adding value. Even if it's a musical instrument, there's a reason that the group needs the musical instruments. And it's not just for them to have it to use on the side. Like, it's every single thing feeds into a bigger mission, vision, strategy. And that's what's so exhilarating because there's so many agencies and so many things that they do that it's just, it's so exciting to be part of these things. And, I've been in this space since 07, 08, and it's just been amazing. And to help people in this space, it's been such a blessing.
Right. I think the sky is the limit, right? Of things
Yes.
that you can do. And the key word, it's impact. It has to be impact and value. It has to be, you have to do something with what you do, and it has to affect positively, we hope, somebody. So I think that's make it, as you say, amazing. So what do you see as the coming trends within your business and the industry of the, I would call the government industry? And how are you staying on top of that, those trends? How the government's going to change maybe to some of their policies, or what's coming next?
So right now you have the Department of Government Efficiency and Trump administration part 2, meaning they want a deal. No matter what you're offering, the government wants to feel like they're getting a deal. So that's first and foremost, that a person is providing a deal and going after products and services that make sense, not on campaigns to get more people in Guatemala to eat mushrooms, which was an actual contract. So making sure you're providing value through the product and service that you're offering at a discount. That's first and foremost. Second, whether people want to believe it or not, and they can dismiss me, say what they want, but Trump will serve a 3rd term. So people need to realize whether you believe it, don't believe it, be prepared. So the biggest thing with the second one is be prepared for things that right now people may brush off and say, that's preposterous, that's ridiculous. It will happen. So meaning the current state with views on selling to the government and how they buy, they will continue. Many think, oh, well, we just need a change in political parties and then we'll go back to, buying services that make no sense and wasting all this money. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So people need to realize this is business. That's the third thing. Selling to the federal government, whether it's your full-time thing, part-time thing, or you just want to earn a little extra money to buy a new roof, it's business. So treat it as business. Making sure you read your contract. You have a great working relationship with your subcontractor. You're exceeding all expectations. Because right now, the federal government is at a pivotal point in history where a lot of things that people thought were preposterous, it's happening. Again, whether one agrees or disagrees, people know if you want change, you're going to have to vote or do more. But until then, this is the space. And the beautiful thing that I learned from a wonderful woman named Imani is when you have breath, you have choice. So if somebody wants to take the dive, take the plunge, take that leap into federal government contracting, be prepared for this. On the flip side, there's a multitude of benefits, and I know this space has changed my life, and I love what's here. So sky's the limit, everything is possible.
Yeah, talking about that crucial moments that you may have during this path, even before this path, what would you say is your biggest challenge that you have faced to this point in your life, and how that shaped the way you do business today?
The biggest challenge has really been doing the internal work. And that's one of many reasons I moved to Tulum, Mexico, is because there's so much internal work that needed to be done with myself, and that continues. And every time the work is done and things unlock, it's like more levels unlock. It's like this ultimate video game. And that's what's been exciting, because a lot of the missteps and things that held me back were due to things that I needed to work on internally. And so it's beautiful that I'm in this place and space where I can do it, because then everything unlocks and then the universe provides.
Right. Yeah, I completely agree that if you learn how to live inside out, you're going to have more results rather than being the plaything of the circumstances outside and just reacting to those, right?
Yes.
I think I understand when you say that internal work, that it's, and maybe that's the to my next question. Maybe that's the answer. What is the one thing that has been most instrumental in your success?
I mean, it's truly been God. I mean, my faith and in my connection to God, spirit, angels, and ancestors is no joke. I mean, there's nothing else to say. That's it at the end of the day.
Yeah. So
With every element of my life, every single element.
yeah, that way you don't feel alone. You don't feel that you're against the wall or by yourself, but you have a strength, a bigger strength than yourself only, right? Right. Well, talking about the future, what is the next growth area for you personally and for your business?
My second YouTube channel, Kizzy Parks 2. That's a big thing. Is my second channel offering more products and services around manifesting and other areas. The other big thing is to continue to help. It's so beautiful. I was at this hotel in the Playa area, and this employee remembered me, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, because of you." He's like, "My daughter and I now go, we work out, and I'm doing CrossFit." He was like, "I worked at the restaurant at the property, and I remember you were preparing for a show." Because I did this fitness contest at FMG in Playa November 16th. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to have more of those experiences where people are inspired, motivated.
Right.
They want to take that next step because they see everyday people, everyday person who puts health and wellness first."
Right.
And so that's a big area too, is continuing to do that, do more and more of that. I'm on my own path of that right now as I prepare for my next 2 shows. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I think it's great, a combination of mindset, business, and your well-being, your physical well-being, right? We are one thing of these three
Yeah.
phases, and we have to nurture the three. Yeah, I think it's the same importance, the way you treat your mindset, the way you treat your body, and you treat your finances, so the way your means of living, because that's the way we're organized in this world, right?
Right.
So let me ask you this funny question. If you could have lunch with one person, living or dead, who would it be and why?
I would be Jesus. I would love to have a meal with Jesus. I have so many questions, but I mean that's my answer. It would be beautiful to have a meal with Jesus. First off, it'd be an amazing meal. We'd have fun. It'd be great.
And can you come up with one question that you would ask him? Maybe.
I feel like Jesus would know what I was going to ask. I would. I have so many questions, but I feel like so many of them are so personal.
Okay.
Not about when am I going to die, not stuff like that.
No.
But when it would be, I would have so many questions and just so many questions. So it would be just the curiosity that runs so deep in my being would come out. So I think we would have to limit the meal to maybe an hour. I think
Right.
Jesus would know, she's going to want to talk for 5 hours,
Of course.
and that would keep me focused.
And I think he would say very few words, the key words, and with very few words, wow, you're gonna have all your answers like this, right?
Yes, it'd be beautiful.
It would be beautiful, yeah. So, Kitsy, how can people best contact you if they'd like to work with you or discuss any referral partnership?
The best way is to check out winnerswaybook.com. Go to the book, that's first and foremost. Winnerswaybook.com. It's also on Amazon. Type in Kizzy Parks, you'll see it. And check out my YouTube. Check out my YouTube. I have over 800 videos. Please do that. And you can go to profitablecontracts.co, profitablecontracts.co for a free download. So one of those methods are amazing. You got free, you got couple paid, whatever it is, whatever approach that you do, all I ask is that you just keep pouring into yourself. The more you learn, apply, and adjust, the more success you'll have.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, that was amazing. I really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you very much, Kizzy, for being a guest on the podcast.
Well, thank you. You're amazing.
Thank you for joining me on Big Life Weekly series. I hope today's episode gave you the insight, inspiration, and tools you need to move closer to the life you're meant to live. Remember, true success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about how you feel while you achieving it. If you found value in our conversation, please subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with others who are ready to embrace their big life. Until next time, stay focused, keep growing, enjoy life, and break free.